Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're starting a whole new journal for the sneaky peeks. And the main attraction is this beautiful little Subway bag that my mom gave me. And we're going to make a trifold out of it. I know you've probably seen trifolds made out of it, but I thought I'd give it a try. I don't do them very often. So this is my design team mama, Wonders by Wink, Miss Kyung Shotwell, and she has an antique, or I think it's vintage phone digital, and it's gorgeous. Man, that is one of my favorite digitals. And I made this journal using all of the digital of hers. And what it was this was one of the ephemera pieces, and I enlarged it to make it look like this was a telephone book. So, and I had a few sticker kind of things that kind of gave the appearance of, a border or a spine and that kind of stuff. So, let's get into it. All right, our first page here, the inside cover, that is what it actually looked like before I enlarged it. And I thought, well, why not make one of these phone booths from over in London? And I just hand did this. I didn't know that there was any kind of a die cut or anything out there. So I got a few digital images from Google or visible images, and I did this. Now this is a rub-on from one of the Tim Holtz pieces. This is one of his paper dolls, and I think that was one of his ephemera pieces, and this was a stamp. And then this is off of one of the other it's like one of the pieces that has the hats and the collars. It had this sign, so I hung that out. And then this is the digital page, one of them, and she has this beautiful teal color in here. And I thought, yes, I love that color. And I had just dyed some pages that color. So I went with it. Now I'm not going to show you any more. That's the only little bit of the sneaky peek so far today. And here is the Subway bag. Now it is, let me get my numbers out here. It is a 15 and maybe 3/4 by a little over 6. But what we're going to do is cut down on either end, I believe. Now, other items I have here that's going to be working with us. I've got a few of these Dollar Tree stickers, and I don't know, I might work those into it. This is mostly a fall theme. And this digital is the journal boat, and it's the Autumn Garden. Now, I know she's kind of hard to find. She did change to the Autumn Boater, the journal boater when she got hacked. Yeah, she got hacked on Etsy, and I don't know how somebody can take your actual store from you, but beware. So anyhow, this is a piece that I put on a piece of manila colored paper here, cardstock, so I can do tags. This was also on some cardstock, and it's going to be some pockets inside. These are the 3 pages that I printed off, and I've got 6 sides, so I have one from each side here that I'm going to be able to use. I'm still deciding on which one I want for my cover. Now this piece is going to be an attachment piece for these items. These are little file folders that were from the Friday freebie, just this past Friday or the one before that, at Scrapbooking with Me. And I think you have to be subscribed to her, and yeah, I think you have to be subscribed to her before you can get in there and get your freebies. So anyhow, I printed these off, and instead of using them as a file folder, I'm going to use them as, what do you call that, like a waterfall. I'm going to actually cut them, and then I'm going to score them about 1/2 inch in past that, and we're going to have them flip up off of this page here. Yes, okay. So, and I still got stuff laying around here that's from my usual items I'm playing with today. So I did do this. Now, Tommy Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy had given me a few of these rub-on items when I won her 400 subscriber giveaway. So I went and tried to... My sewing machine is not working for me. That's why it's like cut off at the bottom. And I was having a heck of a time with it. So I just cut this one with pink and shears. Now, I'm going to have to excuse my fingers again today. I'm out there spraying papers. I'm trying to get a Halloween look. I'll show them to you here at the end. I've got them behind me because it didn't take them long. I just laid them along the sidewalk. Okay, let's get our goodie here figured out first. So I have scored it every 5 inches. So let me line it up on here where you can see it. So see, it goes from 10 to 15. Then over here where it's at 5, that's where I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to actually pull it down here, and I'm going to get my X-Acto knife and my Tim Holtz ruler, and I think I'll just do it right here. See if I can do it cleanly. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Alright. Well, thank you so much for coming to visit. I will really appreciate all my new subscribers that's come along, and I really would like to thank my older subscribers who are such a, such a faithful crew that get on here and comment to me. I don't want any time. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to read them off because there's a set amount that always comment. I'm sure they always like. And I really want to show my appreciation. I'm going to get on here and write down everybody. And I'll probably do a shout out on my next video. Okay. So, we have that little piece here. And I'm not so sure. Will it come off? It'll probably get covered up. But you never know. It might have been good to leave it for stability. But I'm thinking my papers will add enough to it. Okay. There we go. Now, I have washi that I'm going to go through the center here. It's, of course, sunflowers. And that's going to add strength to the fold. Then I have this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, I think it is. And I'm thinking about putting that inside of the front, way down in here. And, like, securing that. How am I going to do that? Or maybe I'll hook it to the top. Yeah, I'd need to. I want that to still be a pocket. And the back is going to be a pocket in this way. But the top up here, I'm cutting that. So that's a top-loading pocket. That's how it's going to work out. So, let me get this figured out. And I guess I'm just going to tie it. I'll just cut it to a length where it can be tied into a bow. I know it's a pretty big piece, or a thick piece for this size journal, but I kind of wanted to go fall. Fall, all the way fall. Okay, so we're going to deal with those two. Put that to the side, and we're going to get some of, and mostly I'm going to be using Fabric Tack today, because it really does a good job with these digitals. I've noticed that. Now, we have to get in here and hope we're on the center. I'm sure you can get your ruler and mark that out if you need to. But I'm just going to go up and down through there a couple times. Don't let them touch together. And then I'm going to lay this inside here. And I'm going all the way down to the end, just so it'll have that strength behind it. Okay, let me wipe that down, and I'll see if I can show you. Yeah, see, I went all the way down. Well, where is the... It doesn't look like I got it all the way in there. Alright. Maybe I should have put it on the actual ribbon, then laid it in there. Let's try that on the back one. But yeah, once that dries, that'll be in there really nice and strong. Alright, so let's, I don't know. I don't know that it'll, it's going to be wishy-washy, so I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to do a little zigzag this time. Okay. Now let's get in there. And if you got a ribbon with a certain pattern on it, make sure your pattern that you're choosing is sticking out. Okay, let me get, I got a little bit over, and I don't want to stick it to the top of my bag. Alright, there we go. Now let's see if we're about even. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I don't need that. Whoops. I need that to be on the outside. I have this scrap piece of paper. I'm going to stick that inside here so that glue will stick to it, if you know what I'm doing. Okay, we'll just do that. It won't hurt a thing. And I might actually stick that on the front side so I can cover that up. Now see, you make mistakes, you do some brainstorming, and you come up with a solution. And it's going to hide that's a ribbon, but it's not going to take away from our overall pretty effect of the craft paper. Alright, make sure I get that to the top. There we go. Yeah, now the back side, I probably need to get in here and do a little bit of smearing because I didn't glue all the way up to the top on that one. Yeah, I should have folded that to figure out what I needed to do. I need to have the ribbon on the outer portion of this one. Let me check it out. Okay, that one is going to fold inside. No, the ribbon has to be on the back side. There we go. For that to tie. It'll tie in a bow right over here. Alright. Lesson learned. And we need to get this on here first before we put our paper down. So it will go about right there. And it doesn't matter that we got the sticky on the front side here because we're covering that. It's not going to be seen. Okay. Now I got to figure out what's next. What is next? I have to get my papers measured out. Chosen and measured out. These two are my cardstockings. Alright, I need to figure out what I want for my cover. I really like that. And then I also like this one with the bird. And I believe that's the one that's going to happen. Because you don't usually write on your cover. So these can be written on because they've got lighter backgrounds. So that's the idea I'm going for there. So what we need to do is get around here. And I want the bird. So I need to measure from the bird down. And we're going to fold it. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't mind that there's a little bit of a lip of the craft paper. I'm actually fine with that. Now we're going to go down here at the bottom and do the same thing. I'm going to fold it up. And then I'm going to see about folding it over. Whoops. Right there? I think right there. Okay. Now I'm going to go over and cut this piece and I'll be right back. Okay. Every one of these was the same size. I laid it up here and made sure. But since every one of these was 5 inches by 6, they were all the same. So I went ahead and cut those all out. And this is all this scrap that you've got left. I mean, you can make a good journal card or two out of this. And it's so light that it's going to be, you know, writable. And that may be what I do with one of these. I just don't know yet. But I can always use it for something else. It's very neutral. So what we're going to do is start putting down. Now this will be our front. I want the bird. Come here, bird. Alright. I'm going to start with the fabric tack. Oh, I did not, oh, sorry. I did not use my washi tape yet. Let me do that. And it starts right here. I've been trying to use up, well, you know I've been trying to use up the Halloween washi. It's almost gone. If worst comes to worst, I'll just do a couple more masterboards and I'll have them for next year. That may be the situation. And I won't have to have those lying around or in my drawer over there where I have all my washi. I guess I'm just not one to use washi that much. There are situations like where you want to strengthen an area like this, and but sometimes you might want to washi on one of your tags or something to zhuzh it up, because there's so many different kinds out there. I love that. I've got some that look like stamps. I mean, they make them out of everything. And they really add a lot. They're like another piece of ephemera, basically. So we're just going to trim these off. Yep, that might not even need it here. Well, I'm cutting into something. Rats. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and... I don't know if we're going to do the outside. Let me go ahead and do the outside too. Do a piece there and there. Yeah, I'll just do it like that. And the best way is you get like a flat piece, like your stamping block, and you lay that down, and then it rips it for you nice clean right across. I forget who I saw do that when I first started, but it makes life so much easier than having to pull that pair of scissors over here, you know, and getting it into the act. Okay, now that's done. I can cap that and we're moving on. He'll come back out at last looks. That's what I call it, last looks. Whoops. Okay, this was front. Fabric tack. It's your part. And I have used my Barely Arts glue. I've used glue stick, because this is like copy paper, so it's a very lightweight paper. But I'm telling you, I don't know, glue sticks just aren't trustworthy. Sometimes when I do use them, I still have to go around the outside edge with some of the more permanent glue. So it's just easier to do it with fabric tack, I found. It does dry a little fast, but you know, you get the hang of things, and you can get it on there real quick. Trying to get it centered. There we go. Now just rub it down really good. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and do some inking around the outside of each one of these before you put it down. I'm not worrying about it. I am not worrying about it. I might just put that one on the back. And which other one? This one's kind of plain. He can go inside. Yeah, those three can go inside because they're more like writing ones. Yeah. I'll put that one here and I'll put that one there because that's what you'll see as soon as you open that on the outside. I really like this diamond. Yeah. The poor girl that did the journal boat, she started her another shop, but I think she did it under a man's name. And her Facebook page, she had a Facebook page where some of us were posting things we had made of hers. or with her kits, but she just recently, I guess, let it go, and someone else picked it up and renamed it and everything. It's not the journal boat anymore. It's just like people who have videos they want to share, and it's for tutorials and learning and that kind of thing. You know, it might have almost been just as pretty to leave that on the outside. It all depends on what you would like and if it really goes with your papers. I knew I was dealing with rusts and like mauves, yellows, greens, certain colors of green. That's part of that washi tape. It can get put in here. That is okay. If it wants to be, it can be. Oh my goodness. Zach and my trip is coming up. It's like the 18th. I think it's the 18th to the 25th. We're going over to West Virginia to do our cemeteries. Oh, I know I've talked about that before. I usually tell somebody I'm going cemetery hunting, like I've got an appointment somewhere, and they look at me like, what are you talking about? But I said, that's my vacation. Oh gosh. But we just got done with one of the big cemeteries that's over there, and it's the most popular one, it seems. It's really pretty, and it's it's up a hill. I mean, it goes up a hill. You start at the bottom next to the church, right by the road. It's called Perry Point. We have not figured out what Perry they're talking about. Well, at one point it was Pine Grove. It was not Perry Point. It was Pine Grove Church, and I don't know why they changed the name, and that was like back in the 70s. It wasn't even that long ago. We have no idea who the Perry is. It got named for. The little area there was known as Pine Grove, so that's why. And we knew it because some of the obituaries we found mentioned the church and the cemetery as such. And I've got several examples, so it's not just a one-time deal. We knew it because of the time period when all of these were being called that. Oh, so, anyhow, like I said, that's the one we just got done with last night. So it's done. I think we went over it 3 times. Usually we do it. We check all the obituaries, make sure all the grammar is pretty much right. We make sure all the names and things are right, and the description of the family members. We make sure they haven't left out a sibling or something, and sometimes they do. We don't know why. And then you got instances where they have these weird family dynamics. It's like they were raised by another family, so they would consider those people their parents, and be listing all of the other people's children as their siblings. So it was it's really hard. It's like a maze you're going through to try to get the information correct. We also get on there and research on Ancestry and such to try to get our all the marriages and that kind of thing down pat. Now, you know, I'm kind of debating on gluing this whole bottom edge, and I think I am. We're going to go ahead and do that. You're still going to be able to go into the pockets, but this is just going to make it where it's a little more stable and it doesn't flippy flap all over the place. Oh, I got a little bit of glue right there. Alright. Yeah. And I'm debating doing that to the top. I do need to go in here. Let's see if I can flip that up and trim that right across. How am I going to do it? Get my little scissors in here. if I can get it started. Okay, that might work. And then I'm going to get in here. And I'm going to glue this side and glue this side. How about that? Then this side is still open, or the middle is still open. Let's give that a try. Now, I know Jolene, Jewel Design, I think she just used a Subway bag, several Subway bags, and made like a little journal out of it. And it was really neat. I mean, Mom just got this the other day, and she said, I got a bag I got to give you. And then Dad, he went and got this sack. Let me show it to you. It's kind of cool. It's a peanut sack. And I said, oh, you know what? I have a Farmer's Almanac journal that this will be perfect with. I mean, it's the burlap, stinky. Well, it kind of smells more like oil than it does anything. So I'm going to have to wash it. But it's going to be perfect. Perfect. Like I got a little bit of that washi sticking up higher than it needs to be. There we go. Alright, what is next? What is next? We have decorating to do. Let's see if we're going to fold shut. I got to train it anyway because of the washi being there. It's giving it a little bit of grief. So let's do that. See, that's what you see when you first open. And then you have this when you close. Now you might still have to go in here and do some maintenance where you're putting, you know, some, see the glue, the good glue, maybe where I have missed to seal it up. So that's always sometimes the way it is. I've got a little bit that might need to go back here. It's just if you don't want to get too close with that fabric tack because then it's going to bleed out and it always leaves a shiny appearance. So you got to be real careful with it. It's great, but I mean, it likes to be shiny. It's kind of like when you use Mod Podge. So let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, we usually will write us up an article to go on our, we have a cemetery page, and lo and behold, you know, I have not been writing anything for a while because, you know, I've been into crafting. But we have lots of stuff on there. We've had it for 3-4 years, 2017 maybe, I think. So anyhow, we have quite a bit of information on there. We were, at one time, if you see certain stones, especially the old ones, you'll see that there's certain items on there, certain leaves, certain items like acorns. There's even some that you see that's made out of whole trees or tree stumps. And there's certain reason. It's a symbology that goes along with all that. You see some of the really old ones. Like we went to Harper's Ferry up in Upper Virginia, and they have a cemetery up on top. Gosh, some of the oldest stones I have ever seen are up there. And they're pretty neat. I mean, and weeping willow is a very popular one. That's on a lot of them. Okay, I have a few little scrappies here. I've got these two 3D embossed leaves. I have these two leaves that were left. I've got the two rub-on items that I mentioned. I have little field notes. What have I got here? A few little stickers Tommy gave me. So I think we're going to work with that. And I still have a piece of this little, I don't want that, but I kind of like this. I don't know if I need it though. Yeah, I don't know that I need that. I still have a little bit of this green brownie kind of cheesecloth. That might not be too bad. It gives it a little bit of a contrast, and you can still see through it. I don't know what I'm putting on there. Let's see, am I putting this? I've also got some stuff here, which, you know, may be the thing to do up there. Like the orchard thing here looks kind of neat. Let's go with that. And then I'll put a few leaves around it. That'll work for me. How about you? I should have that all cut out so it's ready to go. Alright, we're going to cut our tag down to size, do a little bit of inking. And let's see, am I going to settle on this washi? I think I am. I think I'm okay with covering up that flower there. And then you can see the other ones outside of it. So I think we're good. Alright. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this washi out. I mean, not washi. Cheesecloth out. And I'm going to put this fabric tack on the back of it. And that's what is going to hold my cheesecloth down. Okay. Alright, I've got my fan on over here. I hope you don't mind hearing it. I know you can sort of hear it, but it's hot. I had to hang out some clothes, and then I had to spray those papers. Oh, it's running back and forth. Okay, there we go. And I can always trim that down. Now, I'm trying to think what I'm going to do. I got these two leaves, which that doesn't look too bad there. Maybe that one like that. This one I'm not too sure about. I just don't like that paper, so that one's probably not going to get used. So I'll probably go with this. And we'll go ahead and glue the back side of that down. I was just going through my drawer and trying to find a few scraps that I had left from previous items I had made. So that's what you might want to do to clean up your desk or what's still lying around. Okay, I think I'm going to go right there where you can still see Premier and Factoryville. This gives a little bit of a contrast in color, this leaf. But it does go with the yellows really well. So that's good. That's good. Alright, and how did I say I was doing that? Up this way, right? Yeah. There we go. Now, the other items, maybe using fabric tack for. Okay, so we're going to go inside next. Let me do a little trimming. Let me trim about right there. A little bit right here. You can get in here and pull and get your strings, you know, going. So you got a little frayed look, like that one. Yeah, I think I'll just let it lie. I'll fix it later. Okay. And the ends here, I do want to cut a little point, not a, triangular kind of point. Alright, next we may stick this one inside here. Right here. Yeah, that looks good. You can still write around it. It doesn't look right there. I had been wanting to try these rub ones. I mean, you can get the ones at the Dollar Tree. This is just a piece of broadcloth. It's not even 100% cotton. But you can get that kind of homespun looking cotton that will give you a cool looking natural appearance. I can't remember. It was Osnaburg. I used to work in fabrics and crafts, and I think it was called Osnaburg or something along those lines. Okay, these little leaves here. I've got this acorn back here. I don't want to put that in the way, though. Alright, maybe this just won't get used. Yeah, I got a feeling that ain't gonna get used either. You know, you will collect things around you, and then you won't use them. But you might use them on the next one. That's the thing. You never know. Now, the 3D leaf, I'm still debating on that one, too. Even though it's a good color. It just might not be what I'm looking for. Alright. Okay, there's that. Like it's a field label, and they collected some leaves. And this little thing, it's got pink on it, so I thought that might be kind of cute. I don't know, does it have that white edge on it? I think it's a sticker. Yeah, maybe we'll stick it down here. It's got a lot of pink on this page. Just for something different. Alright, let's see what's next. Okay, I went ahead and cut everything out. And I also took my paper that I was telling you was going to be for the journal cards to go inside. And I cut those two down to go in here. Now, I do want to use this image on one of them. And I think it's going to be this one. But I wanted it to be sort of like a pocket, another pocket. So I'm going to put it there. It's probably going to get cut off here. So let me go ahead and do that. And it's going to hold one of these two over here. Now this is where you just use your regular old art glitter glue to put our pocket down. I think I am going to ink it pretty good up here. So it's got a contrast. The edge is really going into it. Disappearing in all that busyness. Okay, there we go. Let me get this and do like a U-glue. Oh, I meant to tell you about, there's going to be a new thing at the shop where I take all my journals and sell them here in town. And she said that they are working on getting an online shop built up. So if you've seen any of my journals and things and are interested in them, you may, you know, check on the online store and see if it's something you may want, if it's affordable, and that kind of thing. And then I've been trying to keep up with all my videos, and if it's been sold, I will say that it's sold on the title if I can, so you don't have to wonder about that. And then if it's one that you're interested in, just ask about it. Let's see, what have we got here? Well, it's almost like you got two little containers in there if you wanted it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in here. I've got one of the images, though yeah, I need to do this one because it won't bleed into the background. So we're going to put that in here and see if it's the right size. Oh, yeah. And I don't think I'm going to put any kind of a pull on it. Though I do think I may put a thumb pull here. A small one. Just so they know it's a pocket. I mean, they can probably get in here and snoop around and find out, but... Alright, yeah. Right there. Oh, and it went down the pocket. There we go. Yeah, that's not bad. because it's got that white on the other side. That works fine. Fine, fine. And you can see it peeking there, so that's the good thing. All right, now this side. I don't know that... I'm kind of debating what I want to do here, because I thought one of these could go like up here as a tuck. And I think we're going to do that. And it's going to be just where I'm gluing two sides. And it's going to go down right there. You want to have words, you know, to add interest. So that's what I'm doing here. I've got some words going on there. Now this is where I'm going to tuck that up underneath of there. I'm not going to do it right yet really good because it's not dry yet. Ah, gosh. And then I wanted to probably put a thumb hole there. Okay, let me put one here first. I'm trying to debate. I know my arm's in the way. I'm sorry. Alright, there. So I got my thumb hole. And then, we're going to, I don't know, maybe I'll tuck that somewhere too. I don't see exactly, what is put it here. Because our other one is going to have, the waterfall on it that's going into the center up here. So what we're going to do, that's tucking in there. This is going to be right there. Yeah, I'm still debating that wagon wheel, so I think I'm going to cover that wagon wheel. That's just how it is. Alright, and of course this you can write on the back of. Okay, that can just go right in here. Because that's just by itself. There we go. And this one's going to have the this one in it. So I'll put that right up here. And I need to put a thumb hole right here. I hope it doesn't affect that little tuck that I just put on there. It's going to be very small. Then again, you know, I wonder, I'll wait, because I may not need it I may not need it, because this is going to be a file folder thingamabob. Okay, so let's get on to that. Our little file folder waterfall. So far, this is what we got. That folds in there. That folds in here. And then you tie it in a bow. And I'm not going to tie it right now because I got to get my thinking hat on. I never did use any of these, but you know, that's alright. That's alright. Now, this is where I was saying we're going to cut these in half. And then we're going to arrange them, and then we're going to get over here and score maybe a 1/4 of an inch. I don't think we need a 1/2 inch. 1/4 of an inch might do it. Alright. I really like that seam. And I think it doesn't matter which way you go with these. I don't even know what that is, so I don't think it matters which way you go. This is pretty too. And so is the butterflies. But I like the big pumpkin seam. That really shouts fall. Okay. We're going to do a dark, a light. Well. Maybe that way. Okay, now let me go over here and I'm going to cut this to size. This piece right here. Let me throw all this back up in this drawer. And it's out of my way. There we go. So let me cut this to size, because that's going to be probably about 4 3/4 maybe by 6. So let me get that, and I'll get these, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're ready to go. I got that cut at like at 4 3/4. Let's make sure it goes in. And 6 inches high. Oh yeah. Now it's hitting that one. Oh, it's hitting that one thing at the bottom. But it's sliding on in there. Okay, I think we'll be good. We're good. Oh, there's always a predicament. But what I want to do here is I want to be above. So you know that's a pocket back there. And I wanted that one piece to be just above, and this one's going to be flush. So let's try that. Yeah, back to the sales at the shop with the online sales. They're trying to get it up by the end of October. But I will let you know in a video or something, or about like the 1st of November, what's going on. I'll probably also chat about it on my Rhoda's Junk page, since I try to keep up with everything there that I need to update you on and stuff like that. And that link is down in the description box if you'd like to go there and check it out and see if it's something you might want to follow. It's almost like a blog. I'm telling you about my my crafting woes, what's going on, what I've posted when I have a video up, that kind of thing. It's kind of like that situation. Now we're going to have to lay these over here and see exactly how far down we need to go, or what our distance is between each one. Now what she did tell me, and she just told me this the other day, she did tell me that if there was somebody in the store buying that exact item, and somebody online buying it, the one in the store would be the one to get it. It was just simpler for them to work it out that way. So I'm thinking, if you see something you like, you better get in there early. And you can also ask me about it. I mean, I can sometimes call or text her and see if something's still there, if you're interested in it. I mean, if you want to go back and check out my different videos to see what's out and about. I think it's about 1/2 inch between all these, so we're just going to put this one at the bottom down and have at it. Yeah. I'll go with that right there. Whoops. So yeah, I know there was several of you wanting the grimoires, and I think there's still 2 of them there. Nope, maybe 1 of them. I think I only have 1 grimoire left. One of the moon and star grimoires, and I have quite a few things I've just made up for the Halloween season. And there's a few that's still there. Oh, I need to move up. And there's still quite a few there that have been there for a long time. It's just like she said, it takes a certain person to be interested in something. Okay, I think what we're going to need to do is go back here and start at the top. I think the top is the best bet to put these down. So if any of y'all were wanting to do waterfalls, this is how you do it. It's one of the simpler ways. Now there's the one that has the little pool on it. Now I've done those also. And they're not too hard. I just found that there was a situation where your you kind of snag your item when you're pushing. When you pull it, it does fine, but when you push it back in, I think it has a tendency to snag. And at the very end, and that's the only issue I saw with them, but otherwise they're really fun. Really something different to have in your journal. I only did 4 cards on mine. It was in the fairy journal. And I know I did a video just on that. Actually, if I can remember, I will link that one to the end of this video. That's what I do. Whoops, I don't want to be over that far. Come on back over. There we go. Alright. Now our waterfall, I believe, is done. And you're able to write on the back here. This is not busy enough that you can't write on it. And that's what I really wanted. Now we're just going to cap our glue and get ready to put this baby together. Get rid of that nasty rag. Alright. This is what she looks like. You can write on the back of here. And you write on the back of every one of your little waterfall file folders. There you go. Isn't that cute? You right back there. Okay. It is wanting to bow on me a little bit because of all that wet glue. So let's get her in here. Let's see if we can make her go all the way down. Yeah, I'm hitting on that one little piece of that bag down here at the bottom somewhere. Oh, I gotta... There. There we go. Now, this is what I meant. I wanted that one little tiny piece to stick up. So, it's kind of like a pull. So, there we go. Now, I'm going to have to go back through and do some maintenance. You know, do some gluing to make sure all my edges are down. But other than that, it's done. This is what I wanted. I would tie it just like this. You're going to tie it in a bow. Have your pretty little ribbon right over here to the right, where it's out of the way, where you can see your cover. There's the back. So I wanted that because it had some words on it, so it's something you can see on the outside. And then what you'll do is you'll just open it. You'll peek in here, say, oh, I see something. What is that? You've got a little pocket card. Then you have this, where you've got just a big journal card. And then you got your waterfall. Oops. I think it's hitting against the edge down here. Then you've got a tuck here. And you have some writing space in there as well. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is something different. I wanted to add a little bit more fall. I know I've been throwing Halloween at you, but I do want to show you what I've got over here. Let me get this out of the way. Now, I was doing these tags the other day. Wait a minute, what have I got here? Okay, I was doing these tags the other day with the washi sticker masterboard. So here was all of them. I don't know if you got to see all of them, but I get to show them up close. That was that girl with that crazy curl. I'm pretty sure I did that one for you. Here was like the weird family. I think I did that one as well. I've got some bugs down here and more of that crazy cloth and some cheesecloth back there. I've also got the bling. I think I did this actually on video with you. And I think I did this lady as well. She's a witch. There's her cat. Here's her spell book. She's got her witch's hat on. And it's green as like the bubbling crap out of it. And it's got Wicked Collector. And you can write on the back of these. These are like journal cards. I'm planning on using them possibly as a tuck in some of my Halloween journals though. So I'm going to wait and see which ones of these are going in the journals. And then I'll probably take the rest of them to the shop. But yeah, this is the little weird twin kids and curious evidence. And I put like a little bug. These are rub-ons I put underneath of here. And then we have this lady. I thought she turned out kind of fun. I got a bat up here on her head. She's got the rest of those 3 rhinestones there. She's got pearls down here. She's got a moon behind her. And, I don't know, I was thinking she was like a bat lady. She'd turn into a bat later at night. She's got bats up here. I've got a rub one up here, 1929. This lady, I think she's like a witch, or she's a medicine doctor, witch doctor kind of lady. It says this side up on that little tag. I got poison down here. And this is some of the stuff that she works in, and some of these flowers. And this is a 13 she's leaning on. Alright, this lady, I'm not exactly sure what her story is. She just looks ghostly. Maybe she's a ghost. I've got double toil and trouble that you can see, just in case you want to consider her a witch. I got a orange velvet trim down here to go with the cats up here in the corner, and what you can see of the houses. Here is another weird family. I've got some gold here. I've got like a druggist label and a rose and some more of that weird lace that I dyed. Here is a set of, I guess, brothers. And I didn't know what to do with this crazy thing. So the part that I cut off here is down here. But the double toil and trouble went well with them since they were a pair. They didn't have to be witches. And this is a little bat boy. He's batty for you. He's got his pet on his hand, and there's like banners up here. I was using some stickers that somebody had given me. Oh, and on the back of a few of these, I've got that. You can still write over it, but it has a few other things on it. Like that one's got it as well. And, oh, I gotta trim that edge. Whee! Okay. Yeah. He's leaning on this kind of a fence there, and he's saying Happy Halloween. Some more of the banners are up behind him. And this one has banners and 2 skeletons. And this is another double toil and trouble. And they're saying trick or treat. It also has that. That's where I had to put 2 together. I didn't have enough. I was trying to stretch it. I love this lady. She looks like the boredest bride in the world. Check her out. I've got a little bit of scrap, lacy kind of stuff here on either side of her. This is another one of those die cuts I got from Tommy. I've got a flower up behind her. And this is one of the, like a wax seal, a fake wax seal from Dollar Tree. And she's just like that on the back. Alright, and then here's a few more. Here's a couple little girls. And my grandma and her youngest sister were in this exact same pose. But they had a quilt behind them. But it's like sort of a floral theme here, because it's like a florist. There's a flower. I put nature up here. So maybe they're aspiring witches or something. These two, I just wanted to, I had some colored backgrounds that I had collaged, and I just put up a few scraps that I had. Some rub-ons, die cuts. That was left over from the masterboard with the tickets. This is memories. These are some butterflies that Tommy gave me. And check this one out. I love this one. How pretty is that? It's got kind down here. And it's like a purple and teal theme. Oh, I gotta cover the back. Whoops. Let me set that one to the side. Now these were 2 images that Tommy sent me, and I didn't really know what to do with them. So I just kind of put them on these backgrounds she also sent. I put a cat here in the shadow of the trees. And this one looks like an ogre or something. And I put eyes fixed unwaveringly upon them. I don't know. I'll probably tuck that in a couple of my journals. So yeah, that one's got to have a background. And here's the papers. Oh, I still need to show you something else. I did this video. Ooh, I think I just posted this video. That's my last one then. The Mad Scientist. So he's in his laboratory. And I had another lady. Where's she at? Hang on, she's up here. I was saying that was that Tesla guy that was, you know, creating and experimenting with electrical currents and things. And this lady, I said, was like Marie Curie. And this is like an, let me show you. It's, I had somebody send it to me. But it's like, what do you call that? It's don't escape me. But it's that plastic stuff. And anyway, that one's got a chandelier and a skull with it. But that one had the spiders and purple swirls. And I thought that would go so well there on the background. This can be a pocket, but, you know, it isn't really. It might be too tight. But there is a tuck there. So she's a little different. She has about the same kind of things that he's got. But, yeah, she looked like she fit the bill. So, then down to the papers. I've been a little busy, haven't I? Okay. I also had one. I don't think I've posted that one yet, so you can't see that. Okay. Now, I used those mica sprays on here. I did a few basic colors in the background. I was trying to get kind of grungy. I wanted purples and greens. I have a little bit of blue. I think it was Uncharted Mariner is in here. I used up this bottle of this silver stuff that I had. It was real similar to the mica sprays. Check that mica spray out. Isn't that pretty? But the back, oh, look at the back. I might not have to do much with it. But, yeah. They're not all the same. I did do a few variations. But, some of those sprays, that's why my fingers are so bad. The sprays were leaking, and I would go like that and flick it off so I wasn't wasting it. But yeah, I've got a pretty purple in here. I got two different colored purples from the mica sprays. And here was a different one. This was more in the subdued look. I don't know exactly what I'll do with them. I wanted them for the Halloween journals. I'm still thinking of getting back in here and maybe, I don't know, I might not really need anything else on the backside that could be written on. I had thought to fold them up and put them in tuck spots or pockets and things like that, along with the rest of the items, because there's not, somebody used the term lookbook, so that's what I was thinking my Halloween journals may kind of just be, especially the one. The other one is going to have some of the Edgar Allan Poe digital in it, because one's going to be only Ed, one's going to be a mixture of my Haunted Mansion and Ed, and then the other one's just going to be Haunted Mansion. And that one is the one, the last one, I don't know that it's going to have a lot of journaling. And I think it was Creating with Jovi. She called it a lookbook. I hadn't heard that phrase, and I thought that was kind of a cool phrase. But yeah, you can see what I was doing here. Let me go a little faster. But I had some of the unpeeled. What was that? No, that was another one of the mica sprays. I can't remember what that one was. But yeah, they kind of, there's just more glitter on here than there is anything. But, you know, that's okay. See, that's where I slung the leaking part onto the paper. And I just kind of went here, there, and everywhere. And where I'd missed maybe on the last color, I'd go back around and do patches of the next color. I had a nice little smear here. I might get over here and do some ground espresso on it to give me more grungy. I mean, right now I don't see that much grungy here. That one's a little darker than most, but yeah. I still got a little work to do with these to get them to where I'm happy. I was watching Artie Mays this morning, and that woman is a wonder. She is skilled. But she was showing how she was doing some of her stamp-off papers and stuff, and then she would make tags out of them, and it was amazing. Alright, well, I think that's all I got to show you. I'm so happy you come to visit. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my subscribers and viewers. And next video, I'm going to be listing my primo subscribers and commenters. Well, thank you so much. Everybody have a great, great day. Bye-bye.